What's up, guys? It's Murphy again, talking about RDS, red dot sights on pistols. And oh boy, this is a topic. Uh, so, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this without further ado. What do you think? You need a red dot on your pistol? Do you not? What's the deal with them? Everybody seems to be going to them. What's the pros and cons and all that kind of good stuff? Um, well, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. We can keep this short and sweet. Do you need a red dot on your pistol? Nope. No, you don't. No, you don't. Well, Murphy, what the hell? Everybody's putting them on their guns, and I see all these people who really know what they're talking about red dots and how they're so much better and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, cool. Um, there are there's pretty much one instance where I would recommend a red dot on your gun, but we'll get into that here in a second. So red dots. Um, so what's the pros and cons of a red dot? Well, we'll get into the pros first. The pro is you have a much more accurate and detailed sight picture with a red dot. You have that nice little red dot that allows for precision shooting at distance better than iron sights do. So, red dots give you a finer and more accurate aiming point, a finer aiming system than your iron sights. That's the pro. Okay, that pretty much ends the list of pros for the red dot. That's all there is to it. There's a lot of nonsense out there from guys saying that it helps with target ID. No, it doesn't. There's guys out there saying it's faster. No, it isn't. There's a lot of myths associated with red dots, and they're just that. They are myths. A lot of these come from the gamer gun community, the competition community, and not the combat world. Now, I know you're saying, well, hang on a second, man. All of SOCOM just went with Glock 19s with red dots. So obviously, blah, 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 blah. No. Okay. SOCOM is, they're shooters just like everybody else. I know I've trained with them quite a bit. It's a fancy toy that they don't have to pay for. And like I said, it does give them greater accuracy potential at distance. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you more accurate. It gives you the potential to do that because you can zero that red dot to your exact load to the exact distance, and you have a finer aiming point with the red dot. So it can give you the potential for greater accuracy at distance. I would say 25 yards and past. Maybe 20 yards and past. But that's all it does. Now, the problems with the red dot are numerous. Number one, they can fall off the gun. I've seen this happen multiple times on the range during classes. Another thing is the batteries can die. I've seen that several times. They can break. I've seen them shattered with sim rounds. It adds complexity to the gun. Now you're putting this great big box up here, which can hang up on things, and you have to have your backup sights on here, right? Which you can see how big those things are. So now you have this great big hook on the front of your pistol that can snag and catch on things, right? And not the least of which they're expensive. I mean, this red dot size like $400. So they're very expensive, and they come with a laundry list of cons versus the pros. And so I would say this when it comes to the red dot. Do you have to have one? No. You don't. This is well established. This isn't my opinion. This is a fact. Most guns throughout history have not had red dots, and people have used them quite effectively to defend themselves. All wars have been fought without pistols with red dots. Police officers haven't carried them until just recently. So, this debate is not a debate. It's settled. You don't have to have one. You can run your gun perfectly well without one. So this idea that you have to get one, that it's going to add something to you, that it's going to do something for you, is not true in the context of self-defense. Now, in other contexts, it will help you. We'll get into that here in a second. So, red dots on pistols, yeah. Why are they so popular now? They're popular now because of the same reason that custom triggers and a lot of other stuff is popular now. There's two reasons for this. The first reason is because people still think they can buy skill. They think they can put a widget or gadget on their gun that is going to make them better, that is going to give them an edge. And this fallacy has been around ever since firearms were invented. This idea that you can put a gadget, a gizmo, a widget, or whatever on your gun, and this will increase your lethality. And this is absolutely wrong. This has been proven wrong by every gunfighter that's ever lived. It is not correct. You cannot ever buy skill. Skill is something that you only get by working for it. That's the only way to acquire skill. You can't purchase it at Walmart. So that's the first reason that red dots are so popular, is because guys want to buy skill. Instead of buying a case of ammo and going to the range and practicing and practicing and practicing, they want to instead take that money, buy a red dot, slap it on their pistol, and say, "Oh, look at me now. I'm awesome. I can shoot way better now because I have this red dot." When the fact of the matter is they can't. Because putting a red dot on your pistol is not going to make your draw better. It's not going to make your presentation better. It's not going to make your trigger manipulation better. It's not going to make your grip better or your stance better. It's not going to make you smoother and cleaner on the draw. It's not going to do any of those things. Buying a couple cases of ammo and going out to the range for several months at a time and practicing and training, that is going to do all those things. It's going to make you better. It's going to make you smoother, more accurate, faster, all those things. Slapping a widget on your gun is not going to do that. So that's the first reason these are so popular. People want to try still to buy skill. The second reason that they're so popular is because they're the new gadget. They're the new it thing, right? All the cool kids have them. I mean, damn, you gotta have one, man. SOCOM's all running them. Man, everybody, like, you gotta have them. They're so cool. All the fancy firearms guys here on YouTube have them. Man, you gotta have one. Otherwise, you're not one of the cool kids. Right? That's the other reason they're so popular. And that's just being honest. I mean, it's just being honest. The next reason they're so popular is because the people who make them want to sell them to you. I said this on a previous video. The firearms industry is an industry. It is here to sell you things. Okay? They don't give a crap how good you are or how safe you are or anything else. Despite the fact they try to make themselves sound like they really care. They don't. They're a business to sell products. And so I'm telling you right now that the majority of the big-time YouTube guys out there that are making content are bought and paid for by these companies. They get vacations, they get free things, they get gear, they get all kinds of things. It's no different than it was way back in the day. Way back in the day when firearms magazines like Guns and Ammo and many others were very, very popular, those gun writers would get bought off. They would flat out get told by their editors that you're going to give this gun a favorable review in the magazine because the gun company is a friend of the magazine or something like that. The same thing is happening today. And you're a fool if you don't understand this. Think about it this way. You buy your pistol and you want to get a red dot. Well, now what do you need? Well, now you need a different holster. because your pistol won't fit in the holster with the red dot on it. So that's $100 for a new holster. Oh, well, you can't mount the red dot to the gun. Now you need a plate. You need a mounting plate. Well, that's, $60, $70, $100, whatever, for a mounting plate. Now you have to buy the red dot itself. Well, how much is one of those? Well, they're $260, $270 for a cheap one, all the way up to like $500, $600. Right? Now you have to get that. So how many things do you need to buy to put a red dot on your gun? On average, you need to buy a new holster and a plate. Oh, now the sights don't work. Ah, dang it. Now you have to buy new suppressor height sights for $60 to $100 and something. Right? So now the industry has sold you a whole bunch of stuff because they've convinced you that you have to have a red dot on your pistol. Always remember this, guys. Always remember. The mission drives the gear. The mission drives the gear. If you are using something for a serious purpose, such as self-defense, a duty gun, something like that, the mission drives the gear. Now, if you want just a fun gun to go to the range with and have fun and shoot with your buddies, then hey, who gives a shit? Put anything on there you want. Right? Deck it out. Make it all gold. Do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. Because it's just a range gun. It's just a fun gun. I have range guns and fun guns. That's no problem. Are they something I'm going to use for a serious purpose? Absolutely not. But they're fun to have and they're fun to shoot. So yeah. But if this is a gun you're using for serious purpose, like for defending yourself and your family, that's not the time to mess around with goofy shit. The mission drives the gear. So the first question you need to ask yourself when you're looking at any kind of accessory at all is, do I need this? Is this essential to my mission? And if the answer is no, then you don't get it. It's just that simple. Keep your guns as simple as you possibly can if they're work guns. Simple, 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 okay? But never forget that. The mission drives the gear. So, do you need a red dot on your pistol? No, you don't. For self-defense? No. Well, I have bad eyes. Okay, get a set of XS big dots. Or get a laser. There you go. Don't need a red dot. Right? There's no argument that you can make for a red dot. For self-defense. Now, you may be thinking, well, that's great. Yeah, it's cool. But I see you have a red dot gun, you damn hypocrite. Yeah, exactly. And this leads me to the one time where I say, yeah, it's advantageous to have a red dot. Remember the cons that we talked about, and that is more precise shooting at distance. Where would that be most applicable, or where would that be favorable? How about for a hunting pistol? And that's what this is. This is my Glock 40 10mm hunting pistol. Okay? So yeah, I have a red dot on here that is zeroed at 25 yards. And that is so, with the ammo that I carry in this gun, and that is so I can make precise, ethical shots on animals with this gun. Because a hunting pistol, you may have to shoot 30, 40, 50 yards or who knows how long. Right? This 10mm will really stretch out there, especially with a 6-inch barrel. So for a hunting pistol, I'll do, yeah, red dot all day. It is a superior sighting system for shooting distance. So for a hunting gun, highly recommend a red dot. Highly recommend. They're great. They're amazing. For a game gun, a competition gun, sure, throw one on there. Why not? Your life isn't on the line. Right? Your life isn't on the line. You're shooting a match. For a serious weapon that you're going to carry for self-defense, no, it's not needed. And if it's not needed, why in the hell would you put it on your gun? Just so you can be one of the cool kids. It's not necessary. So, and I've already addressed the guys who say, well, I have poor eyesight. Okay, well, if you have poor eyesight, you think a red dot's going to help you? No. Put XS big dots on there. XS big dot sights are great. I've used them for different applications before. They work wonderful. You put the big golf ball on the bad guy, pull the trigger. They work wonderful. Right? Lewis Arbuck had to put a set of excess big dots on his guns when he got older. He even wrote about it in one of his books. So that's an easy solution to that. Or you can get Crimson Trace laser grips. Something like that works. And that just puts the red dot on what you want the bull to go to. With a little bit of practice, they work very well. And they're cheaper than a red dot. So there's your solutions to that. I'm not the only one that feels this way, by the way. Paul Howell has done videos on red dots. I recommend you check them out. Ken Hackathorn has talked about them. Yeah, there's lots of people out there who know what they're talking about that will say no. For a concealed carry pistol, there's no reason to put a red dot on it. That's just cool guy stuff, and it's unnecessary. So anyway, that's the skinny on red dots, right? Red dots on pistols. Do you need one? Do you not? Well, what are you doing with the gun? If you're hunting with it, throw one on there. Cool. If it's a game gun, a fun gun, a range gun, yeah, sure, go ahead. You want to spend the money on it, knock yourself out. If it's a concealed carry gun or something you're going to use to do work with, go ahead and skip it. You would be much better off spending the $300 that you're going to spend on a red dot on a case of ammunition. Right? Go buy a 1,000-round case of ammo and go to the range and practice. You'll be much better than if you spent that money on a red dot and put a gadget on your gun that isn't going to make you more proficient. So don't waste your time with it. Anyway, this is Murphy signing off.